Well, this here's episode 1. Welcome to Front Porch Lessons. Don't wait until you're ready is the name of this. You know, I'm Mark Morgan. I'm an Arkansas storyteller, children's author, and just a regular fellow who's learned a few things, let me tell you, the hard way. Could you pull up a chair for a minute? You know, I've noticed something. Over the years, most folks spend a lot of time waiting until they have enough money, waiting until they have enough confidence, waiting until the kids are grown, waiting until retirement, waiting until life settles down. The funny thing is, life never really settles down. There's always another bill, another program, another reason to put something off till tomorrow. I know because I've done it myself. There are books I wanted to write for years before I wrote one. There was dreams I carried out longer than I should have. And if I'm being honest, sometimes I waited because I was scared. Not scared of trying, scared of failing. Scared people might laugh at me, scared I'd put my heart into something nobody would even care. Maybe you felt the same way too. Maybe there's something you've wanted to do for years. Maybe start a business, write a book, learn an instrument, lose weight, travel somewhere you always wanted to see. Well, maybe you've been waiting for the perfect moment. Well, let me save you some time. The perfect moment never exists. It just don't. When I was younger, I knew farmers who planted gardens every spring. They didn't stand there with a seed packet waiting for the guarantees. They didn't demand proof that every tomato would grow. They planted it anyway, because that's what faith looks like. You take the step before you see the harvest. And life works the same way. Most people think let me say that again. Most people think successful folks have some secret. They don't. The secret is they started. Everybody else was waiting. They were moving. Maybe slowly. Maybe clumsy. Maybe making mistakes every step of the way, but they were moving. You know, one of the biggest lies we tell ourselves is this: I'll start when I'm ready. Friend, you may never feel ready. I didn't feel ready to write books. I didn't feel ready to put myself out there. I didn't feel ready to tell stories for the newspaper. But if I had waited until I felt ready, I'd still be there thinking about it instead of doing it. That's old country truth I learned. You can't steer a parked truck. The truck has to be moving first. Then you can adjust. You can correct the course. Then you can improve. But first, you got to put her in gear. Maybe that's what you need to hear today. Not some complicated plan, not some magic formula, just this. Take one step, not all the steps, just one step, the next one. Make the call. Write the first page, take the walk, fill out the application. Record the video. Start the dream. Because here's something I've learned at 62 years old. Most regrets don't come from things we get tired and failed at. They come from things we never tried at all. The chances we take are the chances we don't take. The words we don't say. The dreams we left sitting on the shelf gathering dust. One day, those dreams will start looking back at us. So before we leave the porch today, I want you to remember something. You don't have to be the smartest person. You don't have to be the richest person. You don't have to have everything figured out. You just have to begin. One step, one day, one decision. That's how the journey starts. And who knows? A year from now, you might be amazed what happened because you finally stopped waiting. You know, I want to thank y'all for spending a few minutes with me on the porch today. Until next time, remember this. The road to your future doesn't begin when you're ready. It begins when you're willing. God bless y'all. And I'll see you next time, and I'll be happy to see you on this Front Porch Lessons. Thank y'all.